I want to touch a little bit more on this whole development now with Mitt Romney skipping out of the convention, following other bold-faced names who are not going to be there, to Fred Malek, the finance chair of the Republican Governors Association. Fred, you've heard this. I'm probably not too surprised by this, but does it indicate the grand old party is not feeling all that grand, that there are divisions there?
Well, look, Neil, Donald Trump was not my first, second, or third choice. He kind of lost me a little bit when he disparaged my pal, John McCain, and then he went after my favorite newscaster, after you and Megyn Kelly. But I think it's a time when most Republicans want to unite and get behind the nominee of our party, myself included. So I think people are going to come around. But what Donald needs to do, he needs to show a greater sense of tolerance, inclusiveness, empathy. He needs to show that he gets it, that he is inclusive of all people, and that the divisive rhetoric is going to stop, and he's going to bring people together. And
he might do that, and you're a gentleman, as you always are. But the image you have of these others, Mitt Romney included, and the entire Bush family, all good people, is that they're sounding like sore losers and bitter babies. And maybe that's just the image that Donald Trump will voice to say, who needs them?
I don't think they're being bitter, and I don't think they're being babies. There's a lot of people aren't going to the convention for various reasons.
Yeah.
I don't think Romney skipping the convention means he's against Donald Trump.
Well, sure he is against him, though, right? He is against him. And he is the standard bearer, the former standard bearer.
Wait a minute, though. But a lot of us preferred somebody else.
I understand that. No, but it looks bad, doesn't it? With the, I understand exactly what you're saying, Fred. But does it look bad that the former standard bearer isn't going? By the way, guys, if we could just stop running this same video of Mitt Romney again and again. But go ahead.
All things considered, I'd much rather see Mitt Romney at the convention. He's an inspirational figure. He's a really good candidate. He would have made a great president. I'd love to see him there, but it's a personal choice. I don't think it means he's sitting out the election or not going to be supportive. But again, what I said earlier is true. Trump needs to win people over. It's not up to Romney to say, yeah, I'm for Trump. It's up to Trump to say, I'm more tolerant. I'm more inclusive. I'm going to bring people together. And I think if he takes that kind of tone in the campaign, people are going to assemble around him.
You think he'll raise the money he wants to raise, though? I mean, he's a little late to the game. He had skewed this before, saying he wouldn't do it. He'd self-fund. He said he was talking about during the primary season. But now he's got to get a lot of money, right? How's that going to go?
Oh, Neil, I think he's going to have a serious financial disadvantage with Hillary Clinton. Look, any national candidate for president, any nominee of recent past has spent at least 2 years building a fundraising organization. You got to have state chairs, you got to have city chairs, you got to have bundlers in each key city, people willing to host events for you and recruit others to write $2,700 checks. None of that's in place. He's going from a standing start. It's going to be tough. He better be prepared to write a pretty big check himself to supplement the efforts.
Do you remember, Fred, maybe refresh my memory, that in the '76 convention with Reagan and Ford, that was settled right there? Was there such bitterness on the part of the Reagan folks that they didn't go against Ford, but they hardly were working their heinies off to elect Ford?
I think there probably are some similarities going back to that, but I think at the end of the day, most of the Reagan folks came around and did support President Ford in his re-election. I think he lost for reasons other than their lack of support. I think this time around, again, people are going to come around. It's going to take a while. Yeah. They're not going to automatically fall in the line. There's a lot of people, including myself, who weren't for Trump. But now he's the nominee. And if we want to win, if we want to stop the leftward lurch of this country, we better get behind our nominee. We have to have unification coming out of the convention. And we have no hope of doing it. And we're going to have 8 more years of a leftward lurch. And that is something this country shouldn't have and we can't afford.
Fred Malek, thank you very much. That '76 race ended up being pretty close between Carter and Ford. So, all right, thank you, Fred. Always good having you.